Our track on Antigua from Antigua up to the British Virgin Islands. We spent some time in front of Admiral Nelson's dockyard, English Harbour in Antigua, as Sarah goes up the mast to try to retrieve a halyard that we lost out in the Atlantic. She took a camera with her to take a few stills while she was up there. This sure was a lovely place to anchor after spending almost 3 weeks out rocking and rolling as we crossed the Atlantic. After Antigua, the next location on our agenda was Montserrat. As we sailed down that way, across on our starboard side or right hand side we could see the island of Redondo. We discovered as we approached the top end of Montserrat, with the trade winds coming across the Atlantic, they create a wind acceleration zone as you approach the end of the island. This was going to be repeated many times over as we sailed up and down the chain of islands in the Caribbean. Once we made it to the lee of the island, we also discovered there was a lot of backwash caused by the large swell coming across the Atlantic. We dropped our anchor for just the one night in Little Harbour. The sunsets in this part of the world are pretty special. The very next day, we sailed down to the south end of the island, where the Soufriere Hills volcano is very much active today. Not quite as bad as it was 20 years earlier, where it erupted and took out the city of Plymouth. After getting a good whiff of the sulphur produced by the volcano, we chucked a right and started heading towards Four Islands. Past the island of Redondo. Up ahead is St Kitts and Nevis. Brown-footed boobies are the clowns in this part of the world. We managed to pick up a mooring at Nevis for the one night. The next day was onward and upward as we sailed up past St Kitts, still heading north. We found someone to sail with on this part of the passage. up past the island of St. Bart's. We sail past Phillipsburg. We kept sailing up to Simpson Bay, St. Martin. We spent the night anchored in Simpson Bay, waiting for the bridge to open the next morning to go inside the lagoon. Once inside the lagoon, we sat at anchor and watched other people come and go. The international airport is not that far from where we were anchored. Our time to leave, to head north once again. After an easy overnight sail, stretched out on the horizon, in front of us was the British Virgin Islands. We sailed in just past Peter and Dead Chest Island. We head across Drake's Passage. Up ahead is Road Town on the island of Tortola, our destination for clearance. It was in the British Virgin Islands that Annie came back on board. We arrive at the baths on Virgin Gorda to swim in to explore the caves. We almost lost count of the number of locations we dropped our anchor in. The girls just love their retail therapy. Getting on shore was a real hoot. We loved to see what each island had to offer. Dead Chest Bay with Dead Chest Island out the front, where the sea shanty, yo ho ho and a bottle of rum came from. The fishing here wasn't half bad either. A shame they weren't ours. This was a magnificent British Virgin Islands sunset, thanks to Sarah on the video camera. Annie and Sarah got along like a house on fire. They used to beat up on me all of the time. This is where we said our goodbyes to Sarah as she sailed back across the Atlantic on another boat. We must not forget the good job that Monkey did crewing on Antigua. From this pirate of the Caribbean and crusty Captain Cam, thanks for watching.